Good afternoon. It is 25 past 5 on Saturday, October the 18th, 2025. And 25 minutes have now gone by since I stopped having to endure that spectacle of words fail me. It was bad beyond belief. Naive, clueless, and I accept that the players probably lost confidence as the game went on, but there was no passion, no fight. There was one dreadful moment in the second half. Cross came across, and Reindorf was in a perfect position to attack the ball, and just didn't. Clearly, there's enormous amounts of fear, lack of confidence, lack of belief, but it goes much deeper than that. And it is simply this: that there is an adage in boxing, but I think it applies in life. It applies in all sports, and in fact in any competitive sphere. And the adage is that a boxer will always defeat a fighter, and that's nonsense. Last week we saw the death of Ricky Hatton, who was never a boxer but was a fighter and who beat many boxers. The truth is that a fighter will always beat a boxer. It's just a fighter who can box will beat a fighter who can't. And many people, even aficionados of sport, don't appreciate the subtle difference between that I'd expand upon in that. Now, before I ramble on too much, at its heart, there's this. It seems to be coming from Hugh Jenkins, and we'll come back to that later. Newport County are going to play football. Well, there was a very average at best Cheltenham side we played this afternoon. A side who are one of three or four who might be accompanying Newport County down into the National League at the end of this season. Because frankly, it's not that we're just not at the races. You know, we haven't even got out of bed. And all things are possible. It is only the middle of October, but is there anybody realistically who can see a way that we're going to survive? We give away stupid goals. We are tactically naive. We can't score, and we don't have a goal scorer. The players are totally devoid of all confidence. We have a chairman in Hugh Jenkins who had a plan, whose plan has failed. It has clearly failed. He brought in the players. He brought in Nelson Jardim. He brought in Dave Hughes. Both men, as men, I think that Dave Hughes, the way he speaks, it makes him a class act. So I don't make this as a personal criticism. But I think actually he may potentially be a very good coach, because you've only got to watch the way that Newport stroke the ball around at times, and you can see that they are being coached well. The thing is, there's no tactical awareness. We don't have the players. They're simply not good enough to play football. You know, we're trying to box when we're not good enough to, and we're not fighting. And we're going to get slaughtered week in, week out. And that is going to happen over and over again. And I think that by January, February, our position in the league is going to be quite hopeless. I don't want to be critical of individual players. We don't know. Lack of confidence in any competitive arena can make the very good, or at least the very competent, look inadequate, and that may be the case with Reindorf and one or two others. But frankly, the players are simply just not good enough. I think even if they were fighters, we'd be in trouble. But they're not. They're not fighting. They're trying to play football. They're playing football. And there were times this afternoon where I was watching Newport County, who would string 10, 12 passes together, but never in the final third. And the Cheltenham players were standing there thinking, well, you know, you can play in your own half all bloody day. Although, in fairness, we did have a perfectly good goal chalked off when Joe Day quite cleverly realised he'd missed the ball and then went down, knowing that the referee was very likely to blow up for a free kick. Having said that, about 5 minutes before that, Newport County conceded an equally appalling goal. I think it crossed the line. I couldn't quite see, and I hadn't seen the replay of it. It seemed to me to have crossed the line. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Look, I could go on and on and on. Dave Hughes has got to be fired as a manager. I personally would keep him as a coach, but he's got to go. Jenkins, I think, has got really to do one of two things. He has either got to say, "I'm sorry, this isn't working out," and I will gift my shares to whoever wants to take over. I really don't think it matters who does. I don't think it's going to make any difference, because I think we're relegated. I just don't see what we can possibly do. That was depressing beyond belief. I'm sorry. I know I sound incoherent. I know I am not. This is not structured. This is just how I feel. I've been watching Newport County for 60 years or so. I have seen some depressing days watching Newport County, but this was as bad as anything I've ever seen. And the thing is, everybody here knows, all of us know exactly what is wrong. We need somebody who can score. We need somebody who can put the fear of God into the midfield of the other team. We need to stop playing football. If you look at football is essentially a simple game. There is a ball, and the idea is to score in their goal and prevent them scoring in ours. Now, statistically, what is it? Something like 90% of goals are scored from a small box in front of the goal, and one or two goals a season are scored with from your own half, and maybe 3 or 4 times a season a goal will be scored from 25, 30 yards out. But by and large, goals are scored from in front of the other team's bloody goal. So you can play football all bloody day in front of your own goal. And once you're 1-0 down, the opposition are quite happy to let you. So you can look at all the bloody statistics. Oh, we had 60% possession. Oh, we had a pass success ratio of 80%, I think I saw at halftime when the statistics were put up. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Because you can play all day in front of your own goal, because you're not threatening their goal. And indeed, one slip up and bang, you're suddenly 1-0 down. And all the planning has gone out of the window. So trying to put the best light on it. I think if Jenkins were to come out and say, look, I appreciate, forgive the French, I have fucked up completely. My plan has failed. I hear what you the supporters, anybody can see, and I'm jumping in the car right now. I'm going up to Boston. I'm going to go down on bended knees, and I'm going to say, Graham, I'm really sorry. Sacking you was the biggest mistake of my life in terms of in terms of what I've done in business. Please, please, please come back. We'll pay the compensation to Boston. I'll pay it personally, and maybe we'll look and have a serious sit down as to what it's going to take player-wise for you to get together that we need, that you can make us survive. That's his one option. The other option he has is to say, yeah, look, I'm sorry, it was a plan. The plan hasn't worked, and I will gift my shares back to anybody, whether it's John Pratt, well, maybe all right, not the previous regime, but anybody that because what does it matter? What does it matter? Nobody could be doing a worse job. Yeah. Anyway, that's all I really have to say on the matter. It is utter frustration. It is terrible. I just don't see what we can do. There is nothing we can do. I'm going to play this back. Whether I post it up or not, I don't know. I don't like to come across as a raving lunatic, and I suspect I might sound that way. But oh, that was just so bloody depressing. Yeah. There we are. Right. Well, it's now 25 to 6. So I've used up less than 12 minutes of your day. And let's face it, even if you've got no pleasure out of this, at least you only had to endure it for 12 minutes, not for a couple of hours. Okay. Anyway, all the very best. Bye for now.